The only cool part about Assassin's Creed is that we're going to get historical figures serialized, which I'm a big history dude, so I'll enjoy that.
That's kind of sick.
That's
cool. Leonardo da Vinci and Cleopatra have been spoiled.
Now magic cards, that's wild.
Yeah, and they're in their languages, which is also cool.
Oh, that's very
so like Cleopatra's in Greek and Leonardo da Vinci's in Italian.
That's very sick.
So cool.
And welcome to episode 3 of Fireside Magic. I'm your host, Anthony. We have the full regular crew here for you today. Joining me from the United States of America is our friend Ben, aka Rose Emoji. What's up, Ben?
Thank you for the salutes. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, doing pretty well. And our two friends up north, Jesse, aka Carnage Cards ENT. What's up, Jesse?
Not much. Got my power back. Made it onto the podcast. Super happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. We didn't want to do it without you. And his in real life friend, our virtual friend, Tyler, aka Birdcore. Tyler, how's it going?
What up, friends? And just for the record, I can be your in real life friend as well.
It sounded like you were replaced by AI. As well.
Slowly emerging.
I am a person.
Yeah, I am your IRL friend.
I eat human food as well.
So, yeah, it's good to be here, guys. You know, still up here, still supporting the troops.
Yeah.
As I'm known to do.
That's the one.
All sides, man. Both sides, all the troops.
All the troops. Every troop, Tyler supports them.
Every single troop.
If the troops have no supporters left, it means Tyler is dead.
So yeah, just living life to its fullest, man.
Well, that's good, man. I'm happy to hear it. I'm happy to do a show today because we got a lot to talk about. Because we're basically going to talk about one thing the entire show. We're going to talk about the recent Pro Tour that by the time this episode comes out will be a week and a half old. But it was a pretty good event. I thought I only really got to see a lot of it on Sunday. I was following along, just like on social media and stuff. I was following along for the other 2 days, but I got a chance to watch Sunday. Congrats to Seth Manfield for taking down the event.
Let me just say, Seth, I've been with you since day one. You're my guy. I'm happy you finally pulled it off. Pretty cool of you to use the deck. I texted you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All of Team CFB used the deck that Tyler himself.
That's what they call me, man. On the streets, Tyler the Creator. So,
actually, fun fact. It was Paul Rietzel that came up with the deck, actually.
Yeah, Paul Rietzel on Mono Black Vampires.
I just want to shout out the top 8 real quick before we get talking about decks. So Ming Yang Chen was one of the top 8 finishers. He played Lotus Combo. Jean-Emmanuel Duprat, dude's just a machine. Like just top 8s like every event he's in. Finally won, I think, the World Championship, right?
He won
World Champion.
Yes.
World Champion.
So he's going to get a card. He's a machine. He top 8s every event he's in. He was on Is It Phoenix? Adam Edelson, also in the top 8, also on Is It Phoenix? Alex Fredrickson on Lotus Combo, so 2 Lotus, 2 Phoenix. Christopher Larson was on Amalia Combo. Seth Manfield, who won the event, was on Black Red Vampires, which is the first thing we're going to talk about because it's like the breakout deck of the weekend. And Simon Nielsen was in the top 8 with Boros Heroic. He was one of the only Heroic players in the field, and he said it had no good matchups, and he top 8
no good matchups except Lotus Field.
Yeah.
Right.
And Sam Pardee, another one of the Team Channel Fireball people that all brought the Mono Black or the Rakdos Vampires deck. So 2 Vampires, 2 Lotus, 2 Phoenix, Heroic, and 1 Amalia. Interesting field for sure.
Pretty much what you would have expected. Outside of like obviously the breakout deck being Vampires.
But you would have expected Rakdos Midrange, which is effectively what this is, right? So let's get into Rakdos Vampires. Rakdos Vampires was like, right a couple days before the PT started, there was a lot of buzz about like a deck that was, the secretly broken. What are we going to see? And then all of a sudden the deck lists come out on Friday and you see all of Team Channel Fireball on Rakdos Vampires. And you're like, okay, what is Rakdos Vampires? That sounds cool. So everyone knows what Sorin does because every time some crazy big vampire comes out, everyone's like, oh my God, you can play it with Sorin. People did it with Xander from New Capenna. People did it with Galta and Mavrenfane from March of the Machine. And those were bad because those cards are not good. People thought Xander was good, but it's not. People thought Mavrenfane and Galta was good, but it's not because you can just kill those cards. I understand that Xander has a death trigger and an ETB, but both of them just weren't impactful enough. Also, like it's just straight Grixis. Like it's hard to cast. enter Vein Ripper, which oddly, I'm pretty plugged into like spoiler season. I'm on Magic Discord and Magic, Reddits a lot during spoiler season. And I didn't really see anybody mention Vein Ripper in conjunction with Sorin, which is crazy to me because I see it every time there's like a 6+ mana vampire. Everyone's like, oh my God, Sorin. This is the one they actually should have done. And so Vein Ripper is not even a card we talked about. It's 3 black for a vampire assassin with flying. It has ward, sacrifice a creature, which is a brutal line of text to have. That is, in a lot of cases, effectively hexproof or just feels bad.
Yeah.
And then it has another line of text of whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So it basically has ward, sacrifice a creature, you lose 2 life, your opponent gains 2 life, right? So this is a hard card to kill. It obviously, like, you can't fatal push it, so that's gone. Phoenix's only real out is Lightning Axe, but they don't have a lot of creatures to sacrifice. You sacrifice a Phoenix, like, that's fine.
Look at it in the Phoenix matchup, right? At the baseline, which is why I say this card is closer to a combo and generally wins the game. At its base, this card comes in, it deals 4 damage to your opponent. They gain 4 life. You have to spend, for Phoenix, you have to spend 3 cards to do it. And they still get a Sorin left over.
Yeah.
It's not, and that's the base. That's the minimum that it does. It cannot do less than that for you. And it does similar things in all the matchups. It doesn't cost the extra card. It's like 2 cards for it, and you still get the Sorin. It's way too difficult to beat. It can't be beat by sweepers. That's also like another thing that's like
there's
awesome
one sweeper. There's one sweeper. Extinction Event.
It's not even that good. So the other problem with it is it doesn't catch Preacher.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And what makes this deck so different than Rakdos Midrange is this deck is chock full of creature lands. Chock full of
regular Rakdos typically is too.
Regular Rakdos, when somebody added 2 Mutavolts, all of a sudden they were like, "Oh, this is the game changer."
That deck was always on a lot of.
It wasn't
Hive,
originally. The last Pro Tour that ran around was when somebody decided, "Oh, wait, Mutavault might be good in this," and we've moved slowly away from Mutavault again because the color is kind of important and it's harder.
Well, this one's playing 4. There's
That's
2
the
things
thing.
with the mana base, right? So I think I read that part of the reason Channel Fireball started testing this deck was because they wanted an answer to No More Lies. So they wanted to play Cavern. So because they wanted more, they wanted to be able to play Cavern to play around counterspells. Well, obviously No More Lies can still counter Sorin. It makes your Blood Tithe Harvester uncounterable. It makes your Preacher uncounterable. I guess it makes your Dusk Legion Zealot uncounterable, but no one's doing that, so who cares?
Fixes the colors.
Yeah, it does. Well, yes and no.
Well, it does. So then there's only 4 cards in the deck that can't be cast off Cavern, and you
true. It's just Fable.
It's just Fable. This is why I'm saying
Sorin cannot be cast off Cavern, but you're probably not at a point where you're red colorless, right? So it's fine.
Yeah, but you're black, right? Outside of that, you are straight black. This deck started as a mono black deck from Paul Rietzel, and he actually played it as mono black vampires in it because he wanted a deck that was capable of playing 4 Mutavault, Hive of the Eye Tyrant, and having great mana, playing Cavern of Souls. And that's what this deck is. This deck is so different than red black midrange, and that's the thing I really don't like hearing often.
It is and it isn't. It's still got it can play the red black midrange game, but it has an unfair thing about it now. That's not just like,
but it has an inevitability. So that's what Rakdos Midrange doesn't have, right? Is that you can actually take as long as you want against Rakdos Midrange. They aren't going to turn the corner that quickly because you have removal spells. Generally, you're able to play this like resource game. They try and bleed you out of resources. This deck doesn't do that. It doesn't need to do that. It has an inevitability. How many times watching the Pro Tour did you hear the announcer say, a top deck Vein Ripper here is game? Like that card in the deck just won the game. If the life totals get too low, you're just dead. Yes. You cannot deal with it. You can't kill the Mutavault. You can't kill anything. You just have to die. And that's what makes this deck so different than Rakdos Midrange. Rakdos Midrange, when their board is empty, I've never said, oh, the card off the top beats me. Because it doesn't have a card that does that. It has a card that can eventually beat me off the top, but it doesn't just win the game. This deck has a card that does. This is a different deck that you're playing than a Rakdos Midrange deck. This deck has inevitability. It has a great turn. Like when you're on turn 2 and they're on turn 3 and they slam that, like you can pretty much close the game out.
100%.
Like you're so far behind at that.
It's kind of like the opposite of when Greasefang players realize they can just beat you with chariots. Like the whole first little bit of Greasefang coming out, people were like all in on the combo, like, and it just wasn't very good. And then it wasn't until people were like, we have a plan B. It's just play chariots and beat you to death, and Rafine's Informants and beat you to death. It's the opposite of that. Rakdos players like had like the long game plan, but they didn't have like the unfair, turn 3 I win button that like every other deck in the format pretty much has. Now it does. This is a variation of Rakdos Midrange with a more unfair game plan. I think we're saying the same thing. I think we actually agree.
I agree with that sentiment. Like that is definitely the thing. But like there is no more reason to play Rakdos Midrange. Like Rakdos Midrange is a dead deck. Like and I know that people are gonna try and they're gonna try and put this together. The deck is done. It's finished. There's no reason to play it anymore. There is no advantage to playing it anymore.
The advantage to playing it is not having Sorin without Vein Ripper.
There's actually no problem with that.
Sorin because you have the Mutavaults and the Harvesters.
Sorin looked fantastic the whole
Sometimes Sorin. So I played this deck. Like I played, 10, 15 matches of this deck. I'm going to play more this weekend. I've actually enjoyed it a lot. I've always liked Sorin as a card. I've always been a Vampires fan. Mm-hmm. So I played this deck actually. This is the first time like I've ever played like an actual meta deck in like Explorer or Pioneer. It's first literally like it's Step Spirits, I guess. I played this and Sorin actually was like a lot better generically than I expected it to be, but I still ran into situations where it was just like the worst card to draw. But you run into that sometimes. Sometimes Greasefang is the worst card in Greasefang, right? Like it's just a 4/3, right? Like that can win the game. Like sure, the Sorin can do something. So like you're trading a little bit of like every card in my deck is good for some of the cards in my deck are great a lot, but also bad sometimes, which isn't really what Rakdos has. I think I agree with you. I'm just kind of like framing why someone might still want to play Rakdos Midrange.
I mean, they might, but they're wrong.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Like that's the argument. They're like Rakdos Midrange died on Friday. Like the deck died. It's gone. There's no reason to play it. There's no competitive advantage to playing it. It doesn't do anything any better than this Rakdos Vampires deck does. And the deck can win games out of nowhere. The deck has like
win games on turn 3,
a combo kill, and it has access to all the same things. There's nothing that Rakdos Midrange has that they can't play if they actually wanted to. There's no reason to play Rakdos Midrange anymore. It's an obsolete deck. And this happens. Like, it's not the first time we've seen it in Pioneer, and it won't be the last. Like, there is just now a better version of the deck. There's a better thing to be doing with the same cards. And, I'm really happy. I think it's like the best thing that happened to Pioneer in a long time. The fact that we actually have had a massive change in the meta like this without bans. Like, that's the goal of every standard set that comes out, is for it to have an actual impact and keep things fresh. And like all people think about right now is how do they beat Vein Ripper? How can your deck manage in those situations? And that's fantastic. That's what makes this deck so amazing too.
So I'm going to say two things, right? So I think part of what makes this deck good too is that like casting Vein Ripper on turn 6 is not embarrassing.
It's like, amazing.
That's a perfectly reasonable card to play on turn 6, and it's fine. Like you're fine with it.
The really cool part about Vein Ripper, similar to like Greasefang, if it hits once, the game's over. That's it.
Right.
Like you can semi get out of the situation, but the second it hits you, the game is over. You can't lose that much life. The second it hits you for 6, the whole game looks different at that point.
100%.
Like, it's just too much damage. It's able to chip away at you. It's just a really, really awesome deck. It shored up a little bit of the matchups. Like, this deck looked a lot better against Lotus than Rakdos looked in the past. Like, Rakdos has always struggled in the Lotus matchup, and this was like much better to watch than the Rakdos matchup.
So how do we beat Vein Ripper now? I have an answer. It's a card called Pick Your Poison. Pick Your Poison's really good against this. Deck doesn't have any other flyers. It's 1 mana, and sure, you take a drain for 2, but that's fine. That's way more efficiently than anything else can answer this.
Oh, way more. But
Sheoldred's Edict.
No, that doesn't even work. If they have any other non-token creature in play, they can sacrifice that.
Right.
They can just tap their Mutavault.
Yeah, Mutavault helps out a lot. Because then you also take 2.
Yeah.
Blot Out or like Soul Shatter are the other ones, but those cards are bad.
Crackling.
Blot Out the Sky?
No, it's a card called Blot Out.
It's called Blot Out.
Oh.
It's from Aftermath. That's why I've never seen it. Yeah.
Aftermath.
It's Soul Shatter, but Exiles, if you know what Soul Shatter is.
Exile is great. So like the cards the cards that are also good, Sunfall is fantastic. I think that that blue-white control players might start moving a tad bit more to Sunfall, dependent on how the meta shapes out, because you take no damage from Sunfall hitting, which is fantastic. Extinction Event is okay. You can try and play towards a board that allows Extinction Event to be good, but not really much. Like, you kind of just have to live with this thing around.
Pick your poison is the best answer I can come up with. I think it's the most efficient way to answer it. Unless they start playing another flyer, but I actually looked and there's not really another good like flying vampire to play.
Like the argument with pick your poison is the argument we make in standard all the time. Like, what makes pick your poison bad is it's green.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, that's true.
Like, that's true. How many decks get access to that? Amalia, Lotus Field, that's it. There aren't many decks that get access to that are like, at the level to compete with it, with what is clearly now a tier deck.
Situationally, Extinction Event is good against it. I want to mirror playing with Extinction Event just because like they dropped it.
Situationally, you can play yourself into boards that make sense where you use the spot removal on the Preacher instead of like a Blood Tithe or something like that, just because like you want to be able to, you take a hit here or there and like you work your way into an Extinction Event situation. But it's not a good place. Like the card's really good.
It is.
The card's just really, really
and
good.
like I said, it's really good to cast on turn 6. Like it's still good. Like it's not like Xander or Galta where like if you have to have the plan B of trying to cast them, you're just going to lose. Like 6 is easy to get to, especially in a deck playing Fable. You get treasures right there. So that's you can honestly even maybe hard cast it on turn 5 with a Fable treasure too. So it's like it's not an embarrassing card to hard cast. It's actually like still a pretty good card to hard cast, and it's pretty unbeatable on turn 3. Cavalier of Thorns lines up okay in that it can block it and trade, but you still take 4, like a drained 4. That's still not great.
No, the trade is bad, and again, the deck is like a little bit low to the ground, so like you will take damage.
Yeah, you will. Harvester and the couple Smuggler's Copters. And honestly, like Sorin has a little bit of like the lightning bolt thing in it, where if you get to 3, you are just dead. I can just fling the Mutavault. You get 5 even. Yeah. You just fling the Mutavault and all of a sudden they're dead. Yeah. Sorin kind of gives like that inevitability. Vein Ripper definitely gives the inevitability.
Like what's so good, and that's why, like I said, like you can't take a hit. Like what's so good about that deck is they untap, they attack with Vein Ripper and every other creature they have. They do not care.
It doesn't
matter what the trades are. Yeah. Every single one deals 2, and then they get to activate Sorin and deal you 5. You have to somehow manage not to take like 10, 15 damage on that turn, and it's just impossible.
Or if you are at a low life hill, you just put a counter on the Vein Ripper, and all of a sudden it's gaining you 7 when it attacks.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Sorin's great for that. Like, and that's the biggest problem about naming a lot of these cards too. Like, they still keep Sorin.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Nothing deals also with Sorin. So now it's like they're untapping, they're activating a Mutavault, you're attacking for 3, the Mutavault gets the counter, they play an extra creature, and you're still like on the back foot, like trying to catch yourself back up. It's really, really difficult. The deck is fantastic.
Also, shout out to Preacher. Preacher's a good card.
Preacher's been good. If you played Standard, you knew Preacher.
I knew it was good in Standard. But Preacher's a good card. And kind of actually helps tie this together. I don't think this deck would be as good if it didn't have like Preacher for random synergy.
Yeah, like what would they what would they play instead?
Right, that's the thing. Like you still need that 3-drop to play. Like you still want that 3-drop like sticky creature.
I'm trying to think of the old Vampires deck. Like what was the other vampires in it?
You played like Champion of Dusk.
Yeah, but that is like replaced by Vein Ripper, but there had to be like lower end creatures.
There wasn't a lot. You had Knight of the Ebon Legion, you had
I guess it was Gifted Aetherborn.
Aetherborn. Kalidas being a vampire is like insane for this too.
Yeah.
Like if you're against something, you can just go like burn or whatever. You can mono white.
Well, Kalidas was the old soldier.
Yeah, Kalidas, sure. That's 100% true.
So you just kind of get to bank on that. The fact that Sorin also gives Vein Ripper lifelink.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, it's so good. Or anything else. Or it gives all of a sudden Blood Tithe is a 4/3 lifelinker. That's kind of messed up. Like Blood Tithe doesn't need that line of text. It means and Creature this gives him a 3/5 Death Touch lifelink. What okay.
Yeah, and Sorin goes to 5.
Yeah, right. Like
five is a lot. Like it's
just
very
for
hard.
Context, if people haven't seen or played the deck before, the big vampire that you dropped with Sorin was Champion of the Dusk.
Yeah, Champion of Dusk was, in case people don't, it's been a while. Vampires hasn't been relevant in Pioneer since like the format's inception. Really, I guess it's like
it was never really relevant in Explorer either.
No,
Vampires was so cool.
Vampires was so cool, and I'm happy.
Was one of my favorite decks.
I'm happy that this iteration is back. If you don't know what Sorin does, I guess I'll read Sorin real quick because there's a chance like you haven't seen this card in a while. Like some of you listening, Sorin is 2 and a black for a 4-mana Planeswalker. Sorin 3-mana Planeswalker.
4 loyalty Planeswalker.
4 loyalty, yeah. So +1 target creature you control gains Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn. Which, by the way, that the fact that that's just like target creature is pretty cool too, because it means you don't actually have to have a vampire. Like you can randomly give your Den of the Bugbear Death Touch and Lifelink, which is cool. Well, I guess this isn't playing Den. You can randomly give your Hive of the Eye Tyrant Death Touch Menace Lifelink. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a vampire, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it gets Death Touch and Lifelink no matter what it is. And if it's a vampire, it gets an additional counter. It's got another +1, which is you may sacrifice a vampire. When you do, Sorin Imperious Bloodlord deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. So it turns anything you have into a Lightning Helix. Any vampire you have into a Lightning Helix. -3, you may put a vampire creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. So that's how you're cheating out Vein Ripper. So just for people to know, I don't want to assume that people know what this random mythic that they haven't seen in like 3.5 years does. I'll just read it for the sake of clarity. So yeah, this is a very cool deck. This is I like this innovation. It's a lot. I don't know. It's just like I said. It's good that Rakdos actually has like an unfair thing to do. And I normally don't say that, but like every other deck in this format is doing something crazy unfair on turn 3 or trying to do something crazy unfair on turn 3. It's Greasefang. It's Amalia. It's Phoenix to an extent. It's Lotus Field can like pop off on turn 3, right? So it's all these decks have like this turn 3, and Rakdos was still just like playing good cards, which is like good, but then like you hit a point where it's like you're playing your good cards, and then your opponent's just going over the top of you, and then you're stuck just playing good cards. So like now you have the good cards half of Rakdos with like a turn 3 I win button, which is pretty cool. I'm going to talk briefly about some of the matchups. So Seth in the top 8. So the first Lotus Field player he played, I think, was, I believe it was Ming-Yang Chen.
Who was fantastic.
Yeah, so he had spent like the last 3 rounds beating a lot of the CFB people. I think he was farming vampires, like 3 of his last 4 wins to get.
So yeah, so he won. So he beat in the final like round. He beat a Channel Fireball player, name's escaping me, to make the top 8. Then beat Sam Party in the quarterfinals.
Right. That's what it was.
And then played Seth Manfield, who kind of got like CFB revenge.
Dude, there was a crazy game where Seth mulled to 4, but Chen mulled to 5 and Seth won.
Chen, if you're a Lotus Field fan, watching Chen play was fantastic. I love Lotus Field. I have like some experience with the deck, and Chen was fantastic. Like just obviously an insanely good player with the deck, knew the deck in and out. And what I really, really enjoyed about them was when they figured it out, it was quick. They didn't. Yeah, it wasn't slow. They didn't take like a lot of access game actions or anything. Like once they figured it out, like yes, it took maybe a while to get there, but like they found lines I couldn't even think of. And once they got there, it went really fast to the point where like a lot of the times they were told like, "Wait, show me exactly," because like people weren't really sure, but like. He knew, like they really knew. They were fantastic. Honestly, if you want to go watch, just watch the top 8 alone, and you'll see just really high level Lotus play that was absolutely great to watch.
And then Seth went on to play Simon Nielsen, who was on Boros Heroic, which I have to think is a matchup Seth was very happy to see.
Yeah, Simon Nielsen was like super lucky with their matchups until then, and had actually come on after winning the quarterfinals and saying like the only person I don't want to get through is like Rakdos Vampires, like Seth. because they like queued into Amalia, which was like an A+++ matchup.
Let's save talk on that for right after we're done talking about some of these, because I want to talk about that for a minute, because that was really fun.
And yeah, had they gotten Chen in the finals instead of Seth, would have also just been like a run games. Over.
Yeah.
So Rakdos Vampire was definitely, but I mean, it was still a really, really like interesting match. Yeah. Like Simon Nielsen was still able to like win a game in there and make it really, really interesting.
I know I didn't watch the game 4 of that. I know he got close to like winning like a showdown with the Scalds, like almost brought him back, but
yeah.
Seth drew hot too. I mean, you have to draw hot, but
Seth's like most impressive skill was reading opponents' hands perfectly.
Well, it helps when he's playing, 8 discard spells, which is part of why he was able to.
Yeah, but red situations really, really well, like similar to like poor old like Yugi and Pegasus playing, like he was he was seeing things that like he should not have been able to see, which just speaks volumes to like the level of play that
we don't need to pump up Seth Manfield, obviously like a great player, like probably one of the best players alive.
Oh, for sure. But being able to like I also think like it's a whole nother level when you're capable of reading other great players.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, it's not showing up to your like local RCQ and being able to like read like your opponents who are just like regular people. Like these were also like fantastic players. You named most of those players. We're talking about player of the year, world champions, and Seth was able to like just perfectly navigate games, and it was really, really interesting. If you can't tell, I watched every moment of the Pro Tour,
which is cool. I'm glad. Even though it was in paper, and Jesse hates paper.
I do. Honestly, I really do. I hate the coverage of paper. I don't know why the camera is so far away. It drives me absolutely nuts. Yeah. They really, really don't need it that spaced out from there. Would look so much better on like Arena or whatever. But it was just great. Pioneer, like I've really enjoyed playing recently compared to say the last year. And Murders was actually like a fun limited to watch.
Yeah.
I didn't like playing it, but I enjoyed watching.
So let's briefly talk about Amalia and Heroic, because it's
fantastic.
Hilarious matchup. So
8 games. 8 games.
Yeah.
Were played.
7. I think it was only 7.
I thought it was 8.
I think it was 3-2-2.
No, I thought it was 8, but it was still
either
at
7
least
or 8.
More than it
so
was.
To be clear, too, in the top 8, they play best of 5s. So it's the first to 3 wins. Some people might not know that. So they play best of 5 instead of best of 3, like a traditional Magic match. I think they play the first. Is it the first 2 games unsideboarded or the first 3?
Yeah, I think first 2 unsideboarded.
First 2. Okay. So the fun part with Amalia and Heroic, and this had to be a nightmare matchup for. Was this?
I think it was Christopher Larson, right?
Yes, you're right, because it was the 2. Yeah, they were
friends. The 2 Danish.
2 Danes. Yep. So Amalia, obviously, when its power hits 20, it wipes the board, and so Amalia combo, Wild Growth Walker, Amalia, and any life gain or explore trigger gets Amalia to go to 20, wipe the board, and then you can attack her at 1 billion life. You have Aether Flux Reservoir to win the game, blah, 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 blah. If Amalia's power goes past 20 with the trigger on the stack,
it never triggers.
It never triggers and just keeps exploring and exploring and exploring and exploring, and the game ends in a tie.
Dang.
This comes up because Heroic has ways to pump their own creatures, but they also target your opponent's creatures. So Simon Nielsen in this match has not only ways to win the game, which they did. They have ways to go, okay, this game's not going my way. We'll just draw it and play another one. Like we'll have to play another one.
So that's what was cool about it, was it's not even that. So they Simon Nielsen never has to like stop playing.
No,
which is so cool because generally when you see these types of like weird situations, like you said, the opponent kind of has to say, oh, the game isn't going to work for me anymore. So I'll just hold these cards. All they need to do is hold one of many spells in their deck and just keep going off. They can keep pumping their creature. They can keep attacking. They can keep going a Defiant Strike, a Lauren's Escape.
The other thing, yeah, Lauren's Escape doesn't pump Amalia, but it does give Wild Growth Walker Indestructible, which accomplishes the same thing.
Yeah, which keeps the combo going.
Right.
So it was just so cool because Simon didn't have to it wasn't like Simon had to find a certain card that keeps it go in or whatever. Just had to have one of them, hold them forever, and just keep their game plan progressing.
They have a awesome 1 mana instant speed game mulligan in their hand at all times.
Yeah. It was fantastic.
Like, this game's not going well. We'll just do it again.
It was so cool.
And it happened the right amount of times for it to be just funny without being like intrusive. Like if it happened 10 times, it would have gotten very old. It happened twice.
I wanted it to go like into the teens.
I think I would have been happy with like four or five. I think would have been my max. But then it gets so bad for coverage, and it's also delaying the whole rest of the tournament. Like because it's the top 8. Like they're not going to go to time.
I mean, again, the cool part about it was that they were like very. I don't know if they're friends. I won't call them friends.
They are obviously very good friends.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I didn't want to force them to be friends.
It appeared that way on coverage. Like Simon would like whip out a piece of paper that said Danes don't block whenever either of them attacked. It was gold.
Yeah. It was great. Like their interactions were good. It wasn't boring. It wasn't dry. Yeah. It was really, really interesting. Coverage was waiting for it. They did a whole segment on how it can happen. So you like watching it, you were like well aware of like how it was going to interact, and it was just really, really cool to see. It was something unique, and I don't know if we'll ever get to see something like that again, which is also cool.
We might never see a game 7. Like ever. Such a weird situation to have. Like, I mean, I guess unless there's more Pioneer and this matchup happens again, that's not like that unlikely.
Yeah, but like what's cool, right, is it can only happen in top 8. Because that's the other
flip side. That's so true. That's
because
so true.
In regular
Otherwise,
gameplay,
you just drop.
Yeah, in regular gameplay, like it just runs out eventually, time wise, and like too bad, so sad. So like it's very, very like it had to be.
It's not even that. It's that the match would just end 0-3 or whatever.
Yeah, unless you decided like to concede or like whatever the situation was. So like it's just really cool. Like it was like a perfect storm. Again, we're talking about heroic. How many people brought that? Amalia wasn't the top played deck for it to actually happen. The odds were very low, and it was very, very cool that it did.
It was actually the 6th most represented deck there, believe it or not.
Yeah, because it has a great Lotus Field matchup.
Yeah, so it was 12 people brought heroic. You're right. And how many people brought Amalia?
It was like the next deck, right?
17. Yeah, number 5.
It was like top 5. Yeah.
Yeah, very funny interaction, and actually the only 2 games that Larson won were one where Simon Nielsen only had 1 land and it was a red pathway. And then the other one was a game where they just didn't go for the combo. They just won with Sentinel of the Lost City beatdown. Like they didn't even try to go for the combo because they knew that it wasn't going to work. Like they won on a mana screw and they won just playing bad abs and midrange. And like got there.
Apparently that was like the plan.
Yeah,
like,
it had to be.
like they like again, I can't say for sure, but apparently like Christopher was talking about boarding out the combo. Like,
wow.
Playing just
your
like
deck is so bad.
So bad. I mean, you obviously board in good cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like just playing kind of like a more removal, like bigger creature like strategy than them, and
traditionally good heroic matchup, especially because you have a bunch of incidental life gain and stuff.
Because like the argument is that if you give Simon enough games, he's going to win.
Yeah,
like
which is what happened, honestly.
Yeah, which is exactly what happened. So it was really, really cool, really, really fun to see. My second favorite moment from the entire Pro Tour.
What was your first?
My first favorite moment was actually Sam Party's like 5 brain play. To make the top 8. So yes, it was in round 13 and round 14, game 3 against Just Guy Creativity. So against Jason, Sam kept like a really, really weird like hand where it was 2 caverns and a mutavault.
Okay.
Weird and hand. So like colored mana was a problem, and like worked his way into this like game plan where he uses a map token on his Blood Tithe Harvester, like essentially kind of representing that like I can't cast anything in my hand. And so Jason taps out to kill the Blood Tithe Harvester, and then Sam slams the black mana and like plays Sorin into Vein Ripper and just wins the game. And it was just sick. So good because like everyone's natural like reaction would have been to like just put the land in play. You've been waiting for it. Like you've like missed it a few turns, just slam the land in play, cast your spells, and like move on. And Sam just played it so well. It had to be perfectly executed by having a map token from an earlier Get Lost. It was just like a really, really, really cool play that like I just remember like watching him tap the map token. Like we know what's in Sam's hand, going like, wow, like why? And then watching Jason tap and going like, oh no, like, no, the game's over. the game's just over. And it was really, really cool. It was just one of those things that makes them pros. And it was just awesome to see. I was losing it. You knew it was like for a lock for top 8 at that point. Like it was just so cool. So cool.
Let's talk about the 2 most represented decks in the field, because they had very opposite results. So the top 3 win rates are one guy that went 8-2, one guy that went 7-3, 2 people that went 13-7 on Quintorius combo. Rakdos Vampires with a record of 59-39 for a 60% win rate is crazy. Jeskai Control on someone went 6-4, which is a 60% win rate. And then Is It Phoenix, the most represented deck in the entire tournament, went 169 and 125 for a 57.5% win. To be the most represented deck in the tournament, in a tournament where everyone knows that it's pretty much going to be one of the most represented decks, or maybe even the most represented deck. Like everyone could be sure of
in
that.
A tournament where the deck that everyone says was broken decided they were playing 4 Leyline of the Voids. Super impressive.
So all of the sideboard hate, all of the knowledge that this was going to be among the most played decks, none of that mattered. Nothing stopped this deck. Like it just popped off.
I mean, Treasure Cruise is a hell of a drug.
So that's what I'm getting to. Is it ban time?
No.
You don't think so?
God, no.
You don't think it's time for Treasure Cruise to grow?
No.
Okay.
Not even
asking
close.
The question.
Not even close.
Are people saying this?
No, I'm just bringing it up.
I'm not even
saying I agree with it. I'm just bringing it up.
Yeah.
I think it's closer that Vane Ripper gets banned than it is Treasure.
No,
that'd be so funny.
No way.
I don't think it does. No. I'm just saying it's
Vane
closer.
Ripper's not getting banned before Treasure Cruise. That's not happening.
I don't think either are getting banned. I'm just saying that's how safe I think Treasure Cruise is.
That's crazy. I don't agree.
That's
with
how
that
safe I think it is.
I don't agree with that at all. If anything from that deck gets hit, it's going to be Fable.
No, that's not fair. That has nothing to do with the deck.
I know. It would hurt the deck. It would make the deck worse.
I mean, it makes a lot of things worse. Fable's just a fantastic card.
Yeah, it is. And it has won the last 3 Pro Tours.
It has won the last Pro Tours. Every Pro Tour it's been legal, it's won.
Yeah.
And those have been standard, modern, and pioneer, not the same format.
Right. Yeah.
Not the same format. It's been that good.
Okay. So despite the fact it's the most represented deck in a tournament where everyone's packing sideboard hate and everyone knew it was going to be the most represented deck, and it still put up a 58% win rate, which is really respectable given that situation. None of you guys think that there needs to be anything addressed?
No, not even close.
Why?
It's not even on my radar.
What's the reasoning there? Because this screams to me, it could, maybe not even to me, because I don't necessarily disagree with that, but to some people, this could scream warping. This could scream format warping.
They generally ban things that give the player base an unfun experience, and Phoenix isn't.
Phoenix is not that unfun.
It's not. I've never played.
It's certainly the most fun deck in Pioneer.
I don't know about that. I've never lost to Phoenix and felt like
mad about
the game was just impossible.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
I've never felt that way. Like Mono Green had a lot of those types of situations where you just felt like this is just stupid.
Yeah.
That's kind of when they like to ban things.
Okay.
Is when it just can't really be beat. And that's why I made the argument that Vane Ripper is closer than Treasure Cruise. Is that there's a world that you could make the argument that like Vane Ripper is an unfun experience for people. I don't think so. I'm not saying that that's the case. But like,
I don't think it's any crazier than any of the other shit people do on turn 3 in this format.
Oh, I agree. But I'm just saying, like, I think Phoenix is just a deck that is good to have. Like, I think it's just a good deck to have in the format. I've never ever felt oppressed by Phoenix at any point in time in my career. I think a lot more people are likely to sleeve it up than they are some of the other decks that get banned. Like, it is something that people generally like to do.
People do love a blue-red Spellslinger.
Yeah, I don't mind. I've sleeved it up at major tournaments before. And, I've had fun doing it. So I just don't see that being the case. And it didn't win. It wasn't the talk of the town. I think that's also a good thing
two of the top 8, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, but Rakdos Vampires is all we're talking about, right? And that also helps it. Like,
Rakdos Vampires in part is all we're talking about because it was like the new thing. Phoenix isn't the new thing. It was the most represented. Again,
that's kind of what happens, right? Like, it's the whole if something new is in the news cycle, like that helps the things that are, potentially bad in the news cycle. Like, that's the case for Phoenix.
What about potentially saying that banning Treasure Cruise does not necessarily kill Phoenix?
It does.
Okay.
Phoenix is done. Like, again, think about every situation you've ever been in. Like, what is the card you're always saying? If they have it, like, that's it.
It's Treasure Cruise.
Like, it's Treasure Cruise. Like, like if they don't have the ability to refill that hand, I don't care. What do they do?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, play your dumb birds. Yeah, who gives a shit?
Like, removal spells start to look better against Phoenix. The ability for them to cast 3 spells multiple turns gets harder and harder without Treasure Cruise.
Yeah,
like, Treasure 100%. Cruise is what makes that deck good. Like, it is the card in the deck. If it got banned, Phoenix is just like a
shell of itself for sure. Yeah,
it exists. People like it and own it.
You could play it your FNM because you want to, and probably like win your FNM.
Yeah,
but it's not like beyond that. Yeah,
like what do you even put in to replace it? Like pieces of the puzzle?
Yeah, you put pieces back in probably.
Oh, that's really bad.
Shout out Picklock Prankster though. That card's really good.
Ooh, so
one
good.
of like the standout card of the weekend. One of them.
So good.
That card was just like chaining it into itself is just kind of insane.
So
like
good.
That card
instant
is
speed.
Really good. Yeah, instant speed, crazy. Yeah. Okay. If you guys resoundingly don't think Treasure Cruise or anything in Phoenix needs to be on the watch list, again, I am not necessarily disagreeing with you. Because you're right. I have never like once felt like I've never lost to Phoenix and been like, like that was
no. Like, that's like, yeah. The game went long. I drew cards. They drew cards. They card advantaged me. No.
I haven't played a game against Phoenix in a long time where they've like spiked like milling 3 of them in the first like 2 turns or 3 turns. Because like that could happen, I guess.
Like the best part about it too is that even when they do have their really great things, there are draws off the top of the deck that you can win with.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, if I just hit that extinction event off the top.
Yeah, they're cooked. Yeah.
They're cooked. I got him.
Dude, deadly cover up crazy against them.
Got him dead to rights. If I could just draw my one of sideboard card right
one of Cry of the Carnarium for when they.
But like, it's just the case. Like, I don't know. It isn't impressive. That's the best way to describe it. And like, that is all that matters to me when I think about bans.
Yeah, I think I'm in that boat. I mean, Treasure Cruise is easily like the most broken card in the deck.
Yeah, and that's like whatever. Also, if we lose Treasure Cruise in Pioneer, like that's it. It's gone again. It doesn't exist. Sure. It's a stupid card, and like, I don't want that. I like that it exists. It's a card that should exist in competitive play. It's so important to like Magic's history at this point.
I think I'm fine with it as well. It's just that win rate for like going into an event where everyone knew it was the best deck is a little alarming. I don't think like action needs to be taken. I just wanted to bring it up. It's a little alarming to me, frankly, that like everyone knew it was the best deck, everyone prepared for it, and it still put up the win rate it put up. That's a little jarring that it was that good, because I agree with you. Like, it never actually feels that threatening when you're playing against it. How about the deck that underperformed? The deck that underperformed the most was Blue-White Control,
because it's a crap ass deck,
which had a win-loss record of 109 and 122.
Yeah, which is
bad.
Deck.
That's bad.
Not a good deck.
Everyone thought it was like the best deck in the format.
Everybody loved the deck. It's not a good deck.
Yeah, it stunk. Like it. That's a bad win rate.
Control is really good when it's tuned perfectly and the meta game is good for it. When it's not the case, it looks like crap. And it looks like crap.
Here was the big stinker. 15 and 35 against Phoenix.
Yeah.
15 and 35 against Phoenix.
Phoenix is a good matchup for Blue-White Control. Lotus Field is a good matchup for Blue-White Control. And Rakdos Vampires is a good matchup for Control.
Other way around.
Sorry, I'm saying it wrong. But so how did this deck expect it was going to be successful?
Well, okay, no one knew Vampires was coming. So,
okay, I still think that Rakdos Midrange has a good matchup against Blue-White Control.
That's fair.
So I don't know what deck they were expecting to see a ton of play.
I think people just saw like Mana Leak the Exiles and were like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's apparently a bad deck. Lotus Field also had a pretty like underwhelming win rate, 71 and 83.
That makes sense.
Actually, it was like the one deck that got punked by Rakdos Midrange. 10 and 17 against Rakdos Midrange.
Yeah.
0-7 versus Heroic.
Yeah, I mean, Heroic's like, oh god, you open up and your Lotus Field, they're on the play, they play a red-white land, you're like, oh no, because even Convoke's not too good. Then they play their creature and it's like a hot plate or like a Swiss Spear, and you're like, oh, I mean, I might as well just scoop the cards up at this point. Like, god, that matchup's bad. God, that matchup's horrendous. And like, honestly, like Rakdos Midrange, even the Vampires deck, like those decks were really prepared for Lotus Field, like really prepared. Their sideboards were littered with Dampening Spheres, Kranko's Buzz Crusher, extra discard spells. Like it was the case. You always expect this from these types of combo decks. The good players are going to play it great, and they're going to look fantastic, and the deck is going to look fantastic.
That's fair.
The players who decide to pick this up a couple weeks before are going to struggle. It's a deck that rewards you for knowing every single line of play. And like the players who played it well, like, I mean, 2 of them made top 8.
Top 8, right.
And they played it great.
Much easier to explain this bad win rate than it is Blue-Eye.
Yeah, Blue-Eye Control just was not positioned well, and like it was a mistake for people to register. Lotus Field was just a deck that people decided is so powerful, I want to play it, and they dragged down the win rate.
And for as much as I hate that deck, I do respect that a lot about it, that it is really difficult to play well. Like a very, very, very difficult deck to play well. And I honestly, I think that's been part of the reason it's been like it has not been banned.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's too hard. The skill ceiling's too high. Like
absolutely. I think I'm a good Lotus player, and I watched the Pro Tour and realized I'm not a good one.
Yeah.
Like watching those players on camera, obviously, you know, the ones you're seeing on camera are doing well, and they're the very good ones. Sure. But I would have scooped a lot more than they did. Like I was literally like looking, going like, game's over. And like they played themselves right out of it, and it was spectacular to watch. I would watch a whole tournament of combos just because that's something that I enjoy. And watching great players play combo decks there's nothing better.
Yeah, I always respect that about it. It's kind of how I feel about Primetime and Modern, where I'm just like, I don't like this deck, but like it's crazy and I respect it. This is not a deck anyone could just pick up and play well. Like you have to like put a lot of time into like actually like mastering it. So it deserves to stick around just because like.
Hearing you say that, coming from Timeless experience, has me so confused. Because Primetime and Timeless is the least.
Oh, dude, no! In Modern, it's
format.
Yeah, Modern is way different. Yeah, it's way different.
Honestly, it's not Primetime that's difficult to play in that deck.
It's the thing with
like Amulet is difficult because of its like earlier turns. Once you get the Primetime, the game starts to roll. Like the very difficult part is like
early turn sequencing in that deck is crazy.
It is like absolutely like impossible if you don't know what you're doing.
You're right. Once you get the Titan out, like
once you play the Primetime, you're there. It's like once you get the ultimatum in
Lotus.
Like once the ultimatum's passed, you're like pretty locked up. Like same thing with Titan. Like once Titan hits the battlefield, there are situations you could lose, but they are few and far between.
If Titan hits the board with like 1 amulet, or God forbid 2, if it's 2, you're cooked. If it's 1, like maybe you have a shot. If it's 0, like you definitely have a shot.
Few and far between. Similar to like Ultimatum. Like they have to have one of the cards they need in their hand, like the Omniscience, and then put together a bad pile and like brick off pour. And like there are situations. I mean, it happened on camera where you had to put back Lier, so you gave Omniscience pour over the pages and like
Swift.
And like it didn't, but like that was the hope, right? Was you had to just say pour is gonna whiff, and the 2 cards they have in hand have to be bricks, and like that's the way out. And I mean, it can happen. It didn't happen on camera, but like that's it. And like those situations,
or you give Omniscience, and you have like enchantment removal, and they cast the pour for free, and in response you can blow up the Omniscience, I guess, and like maybe you have a shot then. But
it's few and far between. Like that's
100%.
Like they're mostly locked up to win at that point.
But it's hard to get to that point efficiently while also playing around hate cards, which is another thing it has in common with Primetime.
Yeah, the card that helped Lotus Field immensely was the Charm. It just lets you play around the hate so well now. And
also just gets your Lotus Field or your Thespian stage.
Also gets your Atraxa or Dromoka or your Lier.
Yeah. Turns out Charm was really good for that deck too.
So
hey, it turns out maybe Murders wasn't as bad of a set as people thought it was.
I mean, Tyler thought it was a broken set.
I did think it was broken.
Yeah. Tyler was right. I don't think he guessed any of the right cards, but he guessed it was broken.
I wouldn't call it like a broken set, but it like definitely had better cards than people thought. It wasn't Lost Caverns of Ixalan.
Okay, so the argument of is it a broken set for Pioneer purposes? Maybe.
If you want Vein Ripper and Charm,
the best cards from this weekend were from Murders of Karlov Manor.
I mean, like yes and no.
They were the reason this tournament looked different.
Which is funny because like the one everyone thought was No More Lies, and that wasn't like that good.
But like take out Charm and take out Vein Ripper, and the whole top eight's different.
Yeah, true. That's true. But I mean, you okay? Sure, take out Fable, the Mirror Breaker, and Beseiju, and the whole top eight's different too, right? Like, yeah, maybe not Beseiju. Fable, Phoenix.
I don't know.
Fable in the sideboard. Maybe that's not true. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know, man. Murders.
Can I find like 2 M20 cards? Like take out Sorin and
yeah.
else in the whole top eight. Lotus Field. Take out Sorin and Lotus Field. Yeah, M20. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. But Murders had a massive impact. They introduced cards that took 2 decks to like newer heights and put them into the top 8. And it was a great Pro Tour. A really, really great way to start off 2024.
I agree. It was a fun event. I'm actually like a little more excited for Pioneer, frankly, because now I got to freaking buy Vein Rippers.
Yeah, what's that at? Like $40?
25 now. It's come back down a little bit.
No
I actually think it's going to.
Way.
Yeah, it went from 5 to 25. It actually went from 5 to like 30 to 35, and has now come back down to like.
I'm thinking about playing Dark Ritual into Sorin into Vein Ripper in time.
Dude, that would be so sick.
Yeah,
try that.
That would be. I mean, it's a
turn 1 Vein Ripper is ending games.
It's a 3-card combo, but
that's ending games. Turn 1 Vein Ripper is probably unbeatable.
It's a 4-card combo because you need a swamp.
You do need a swamp.
I mean, I would hope that you'd have those.
I mean, it's a 4-card opening hand. Like you can only mold a 4 and do that.
Wait, are you still just losing to Show and Tell?
You're playing 4 Mystical Disputes sideboard like every timeless deck should be.
You have to, legally. Yeah.
But would you lose to Show and Tell?
Yeah,
probably.
Turn 3.
Well,
would
if
you?
If you're on the play,
you get to attack in. So now they're at 14.
No, they're at 13. You still have a Sorin.
Yeah, you have a Sorin.
Oh, right. And I have Mutavaults.
And then it gets too big for Traxa.
Oh, because it's a counter from Sorin. But their Show and Tell is not just cheating in Atraxa anymore. They're winning on the spot.
Okay.
With Omniscience and Dig Through Time and Approach and Wishes.
Yeah.
So you need to make it like you need to make it like
you got to play Thoughtseize.
Turn 1 Vein Ripper's beating everybody else though.
Yeah, but there is nobody else. As soon as I hit Mythic this season, there was nobody else. There's Show and Tell and Domain Zoo, and that's it.
You're beating Domain Zoo every time.
Oh, you're beating Domain Zoo. You're running that shit over. You are running that shit over. Oh my god. Oh,
nice territorial Kavu, idiot.
Yeah. Idiot. Oh god, just running it over.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, they run Leyline bindings, but
okay, they have to have a creature.
They have to have a creature. Yeah. To get it off the battlefield,
and even you still have a sword. They're still like taking a bunch of because they can't turn 1 leyline you. They're not doing that.
Well, they can because of Leyline of the Guild Pact.
No, they can't because they have to have a creature to sacrifice.
Oh, right. They can't Leyline Vein Ripper turn 1. Yeah,
right. So if you play Vein Ripper turn 1,
they have to play their Ragavan naturally.
And then if they go for a leyline, you could just push the Ragavan in response to the leyline binding.
That's what's so good.
True.
Is that it's a trigger? God. It's a trigger after you've cast a spell. That's what makes it so good. You can just counter it. Removal spells just counter.
And then they just leyline binding your sword.
That is so
but they're
funny.
still just dying. Yeah.
I'm going to try it. I definitely have Sorins on Arena.
Try this and report back. Yeah. This is.
I don't know if I have Vein Ripper.
It's a mythic. You probably have mythic wildcards.
No,
Ben crafts
many Okos and Uros and
did you not draft a lot of murders? Yeah,
that's what we need back. We need Uro unbanned. Uro unbanned will solve everything.
You think so?
Yeah.
Dude, but then like when they play Uro and it dies, they take 2 and you gain 2 off the Vein Ripper. It makes Uro worse.
Yeah. I gain 3, which means
you gain 1.
I gain 1.
Yeah.
Broken.
No, you just Tishana's Tidebinder the Uro.
Oh, yeah. So I get to keep my Uro.
Yeah.
You can't stifle it in Pioneer. Do we have a stifle type card in Pioneer?
We do.
Tail's End.
Tail's End. There's also Replicate, Repudiate. It's a split card.
Oh, yeah.
That one's actually technically a mono green stifle.
Yeah.
You can mono green stifle somebody, which I really want to see happen. Yeah. I very much want to see that. I'm sure it's something.
Stifle is one of my favorite cards in Timeless. People get so mad when you steal their land drop. I bet, dude. Mad. But then Skillish, you just don't crack it into just crack it the turn you play it. Yeah, but nobody does because no one's playing Stifle except me.
That's pretty much going to do it for us on this episode. Once again, we have a website that is just kind of started up. It's called thegathering.gg. If you like it, please support it.
If you haven't been to it, go check it out.
Please go to it. See if you like it.
Very pretty.
There's some cool stuff on there. It's very pretty. I like all the artwork and stuff. It's very nice. Very nice. Aesthetically pleasing website. Is there a Patreon set up yet?
Yeah, but
okay.
If you like us and you want to support us, just come into our Discord and talk to us.
Oh yeah, come talk to us in Discord. Yeah, we're very active in Discord.
Just come hang out with us. If you haven't been to the website, you should come check it out. It's thegathering.gg. We're just starting, so there's a little bit of content on there as far as articles go, but we have more tier lists than another website you might have heard me talk about before has. Mondays, we're updating our limited tier list. So I know that concept sounds kind of weird, but it's like a rating of each card currently for Murders of Karlov Manor. Tuesday, we update our Pioneer tier list. Wednesday, we update Standard. Thursday is Modern, and Friday is Timeless. So yeah, come check those out. And we will have other written content and other podcasts affiliated and videos and a lot of fun stuff. It's also a place for us to take content with the community submission. If you've written something and want it posted somewhere, there's a community content tab that you can click and submit it. So please do that too. You can go read our first community article submitted. The most words ever written about Sultai Soulflare. It is a deck primer. It is 10,000 words on Sultai Soulflare and Pioneer. It's really good. I'm only laughing because it took me 3.5 hours to edit it. Yeah. And it took Tyrant an hour and a half to put it on the page. Naturally has a great matchup against Rakdos Vampires. Ooh. Yeah. Well, the problem is the article takes about 4 minutes to load. Because 4 minutes to load, 37 minutes to read. Yeah. So get comfortable. That's pretty much going to do it. So we talked a lot about the Pro Tour. In 2 weeks, we'll talk about, we did get some Outlaws of Thunder Junction and Bloomburrow and Modern Horizons 3 cards even. We can talk about those next time. Oh, yeah. Won't be quite into spoiler season yet. Obviously, Murders of Karlov Manor has only been out for a month. But we'll have more meta impacts. Spoilers aren't too far away. Are we not already in spoiler season? I just saw 35 cards. It's always spoiler season. But yeah, the set comes out in April, so we aren't. Fetchlands, Modern Horizons 3. And some other stuff too. We can talk about a lot of that next time, new cards and some other stuff. So until then, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, play some Magic. It's a fun game. But before we go, I actually do have a split second question that I thought of earlier. I thought about it ahead of time. It's crazy, right? Very on theme though. In the spirit of vein ripping, Tyler, what is your favorite vampire in Magic? Blood Tithe Harvester. Okay. Ben, what's your favorite vampire in Magic specifically? Legion Lieutenant. Like the card, Legion Lieutenant. Is that the Lord? Yeah. Cool. Jesse, what's your favorite vampire? Olivia Voldaren. That's sick. Mine is Knight of the Evil Legion. Okay. Everyone have a good couple weeks. We'll see you back for episode 4, and we'll have something more to talk about probably. I don't know. Maybe. All right. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye. Bye. Deuces.